everyone, this is Brian from ActiveMelody.com. Well, this week's lesson is all about timing. So we're going to take a look at everything that I played in the intro, this kind of funky, upbeat, bluesy rhythm, and I'm going to break it down over two videos. So in this first video, we're going to learn the first half. However, if you want to watch the second half, as well as download the tablature and the MP3 jam track, which I have in two tempos, by the way, so I've got a slower version as well, so that you can practice and really get your timing down, you're going to want to go to ActiveMelody.com and look for EP095. That's a lesson number for this lesson. So let's go ahead and get started with part one. Alright, so as I mentioned in the intro, this guitar lesson is all about timing. I'm going to spend a lot of time breaking down this strumming technique so that you can understand this and be able to do it and then apply it to your own playing. So it's just a lot of fun if you can get a groove going like this. You can do it by yourself, you can do it with a band or a jam track or whatever. It's very versatile. By the way, this lesson does work on an acoustic guitar, although there are some notes that are pretty high on the neck, so if you don't have a cutaway, I don't know if you're going to be able to reach those, but there's no bends in it, so you could do this on acoustic. Alright, so this song, or ditty, or whatever, is made up of two parts. There's an E part, which most of it is in, it's just the E, and then there's a B7th part. So we're going to start with the E part, and the way that the first thing that I do is I make an E chord up here. I voice it kind of higher on the neck. Now some of you may know how to make an E chord down here, but the way I'm doing it up here is I'm barring the first 5 strings on the 7th fret with my pointer finger. And then I use my pinky. Now some of you may want to use your ring finger. It just depends on what's more comfortable. But on the 9th fret I bar the first 4 strings. And all you're playing are those middle 4 strings rather. 5, 4, 3, and 2. And so the reason you would want to make a chord higher on the neck up here as opposed to down here is you have a lot more control over it. You can control how long the notes ring out. There's no open strings, and you'll see that as we kind of break this thing down. So you'll understand why you see rhythm players playing higher chords on the neck, and there's obviously a reason for that. So so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to talk through the down-up strokes. So watch this. Let's concentrate on the right hand first. That's going out of order from the way I normally do it. I normally get the fretting down, but I want you to watch the right hand. Just watch me play. Watch what the right hand is doing. See what it's doing? It's really just going down, up, 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 down, and that's it. It's just so it's actually pretty simple in that respect. It's not like you're breaking your stride. You just, once you get it going, it doesn't matter what little part you're playing, that hand just keeps going. And that's the challenge, is to get it going like that. That's why it's easier to start with that slower jam track, because you can do it a little slower and a little more methodical, and then you can work up to it. But this chord that I showed you, the first thing that I played was an open E string, or that low 6th string, and then after that, watch the strum pattern here. I go down, up, 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 down, down. So say that in your mind. It's down, up, 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 down, down. And those, even though I'm strumming more than just what I'm saying, those are where the notes ring out when in the chord. So it's down, up, 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 down, down. Even though the hand is going down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. So hopefully that you can start to get that. And that's the strumming pattern. And that's so if you say that in your mind, at least you'll know when to produce a note. The rest of the time, you're just doing muted strokes like this. So watch this if I do it really slowly. Hear all those little, those are muted strums. I'm not wasting the strokes. I'm not going like this. I'm keeping the rhythm alive by strumming it. So I don't waste any of that motion. So that first note, now let's go to the left hand. I showed you how to make the chord, right? So we start with that low 6th string, then So that's just that chord, the E chord. And again, it's down, up, up, up. And in between those ups, you got the mutes. Now watch this. Up, down, down. Up, down, down. Now what am I doing here with the left hand? So remember we made the E chord like this. Well, where I've barred here on the 9th fret, I'm just going to replace that now with my pointer finger so I can come up here and do this little chord. And I always think of this as sort of a Keith Richards thing. He does, I know he's in a different tuning and everything, but he does this style a lot. When you think of Start Me Up, or that's what he does. So anyway, I'm up here barring the first 4 strings on the 9th fret with my pointer finger. So I've replaced where the pinky was, and then to make this other chord, my middle finger goes down on the 10th fret 2nd string, and then my ring finger goes down on the 11th fret 4th string, and I'm only going to play strings 4, 3, and 2. So just those strings. That's another little bit of a challenge because you got other strings that you could easily bump, but just try and play strings 4, 3, and 2. And here's how it should flow. Watch when my hand shifts from this position to this. I'll do it slowly. See how it just kind of goes back and forth? Down, up, 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 down, down. Let me do it slowly. Down, up, 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 down, down. So when I switched over here, that's where I went up, down, down. Like that. And that down, and then there's the down. So that's the first part. Hopefully that makes sense. Now, the only other little thing is at the end of that, there's a down up that is muted like this. So here it is all together. Hear it? Now, the second time through, I switched it up and went. So we start with that E chord. And again, it's that same down, up, up. Now this time, we just go down, up, up, and then I immediately switch positions again. It's the same concept. I'm taking my pointer finger now, moving it up to the 9th fret. This time I'm barring all 5 strings because what I'm going to do is play this little area here. Now I think of this as kind of the Hendrix area. So a good example of that would be Wind Cries Mary. You know, where he's got a chord like this, so he'll go, and then he'll come up here and do this voicing of it. So you can take this E chord and then play it here as well. Now, what's changing? If you notice where my pinky is, those 3 strings that you're playing are the same if you're playing it here or here. The only thing that's changing is the low note, or the 5th string. Now it's going from this position, it's being over here, to over here. So it's up to the 11th fret on the 5th string. It just gives you a different note in the bass. But what that allows you to do, if you bar all 5 strings there on this side of the chord. So think of your chord. This is how I think of it, how I visualize it. Here's my chord, my E chord. This works for any chord, by the way, but let's just focus on the E. Where my pinky is on this side of the fence, if you will. Over here, I've got this little area where I've got this little box, and I can double up by playing these 2, or these 2, or these 2. And it makes for a nice little way to throw in some kind of lead stuff along with your rhythm. See how you can kind of noodle around with it? So that's all I'm doing for that part. So I'm just going. So all I'm doing with the left hand is I'm keeping the bar down and I'm hammering on to the between the 9th fret and the 11th fret, but I'm hammering on to the 11th fret 5th string. But I'm playing strings 5 and 4. See how it kind of harmonizes? Then I go up and play strings 4 and 3. but I do the same hammer on. This time I'm on the 4th string. So now watch this. So that's really what the left hand is doing. Now, so the left hand is pretty simple on this, but the right hand it goes down, 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 up, down, 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 up, and that last one you got to grab it on the upstroke. Like that. So that's what you're going to want to practice. Just try and get that little thing to flow, like between those two parts. So okay, so let's back up. Now we've got those two parts that we can put together. Let's do the first part, and then let's do the second part. Back to the first part. Second. Now make sure you've got the tablature for this as well. I included in the tab all the little strokes as well, the muted strokes, so you can really kind of count it out and be very methodical about it if you want. Alright, so let's back up and play everything up to this point in the song. So here we have now this time through, or the second time through rather, I didn't play this. I changed it up and played this. Just to, not to throw a curveball, but just to give you another set of licks that you can use and play. It's a little bit country, a little bit blues, but I just thought it kind of worked. Little funk too, I guess. And so what I'm doing for that, the thing to watch is the right hand. Both of those are played with upstrokes, so it's. See, it's 1, 2, 1, 2, up, 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 up. And I'm only playing the top 2 strings when I'm doing that. So only the E string and the B string. And so there's that down, up, up, and then watch this. This again, it's an upstroke, 2 upstrokes. And what I'm doing is I'm barring the first 2 strings on the 12th fret, and then I go ahead and start by barring that, and then I put my ring finger down on the 14th fret 2nd string. And I play those first 2 strings like this. So you can see I take my ring finger off the second time through. Now I take that exact shape and I move it down so that I'm barring now the 7th fret. So it's the same thing, but it's just played down here. And I just try and work that in so it's... Almost dropped my pick. So it's like this. Let me get the timing again. Feel it? Let me do it slowly. And you're going to want to see the ghost strums in there? Watch this. I had to do some ghost strums to get myself in position, and ghost strums are just those muted strums, and that happens a lot when you're playing something this fast. You don't have time to be super accurate and play this as long as you need to, because you got to get in position. So what you do to kind of fill the space is just keep the rhythm going with the right hand. One little piece of advice somebody told me, and it's so true when you're playing, especially in a live setting, is just keep the tempo going. If you break tempo, people are going to turn around and look at you. If you can keep the tempo going, it'll cover up a lot of little gaffes, or even places in your playing where you like in this situation where as long as you can keep the rhythm going and the tempo going, you can hit a wrong note and it's okay. But if you slow it down or stop, people will notice. Okay, so that's really that first part. Let me go through. There's one other part. We'll get to the B part, But before we get to the B, let me play through it up to this point. Now it repeats again and goes through that one more time, but I'll spare you that one. But then the second time through, after we do that little part, then it goes to the B7th, and it looks like this. And that's pretty easy to do. All I'm doing is barring the 7th fret here with my pointer finger, and I'm barring all 6 strings. And okay, and so I'm playing a 7th chord, B7th chord. The way that I make this chord, this will be the easy way to remember it. Just make a B chord, a proper bar chord. You know, just like if you're making an E chord down here, it's the same thing, but you're instead of the nut here, you're barring it here. Where is it? Here. But so we make an E, take your pinky off, and that's an easy way to make a 7th bar chord. Sounds great too. And so what I did for this part is same strumming pattern. So I'm not going to go over that again, but watch this. See how I took my pinky here? The pinky goes down on the 9th fret 1st string to create that little sound. And then I repeated that. And then watch this. So then it came down and I played an A chord. Now I mentioned there's really 2 parts. There's the E part and the B7th part. This is still the B7th part, but there is an A chord in there, and it happens really quickly, so I didn't mention that in the intro, but there is this A chord. So, and then we're back to the E. So let me just cover that B7th part. I'll do it slowly. And again, for this A part, you can keep it the same chord structure, make an A7th. For some reason, just to honor the tab, when I made the tab, I made it a proper A chord like that. And so all that is the same thing, but it's just slid down so that you're barring the 5th fret. And there's your A chord. And that's a nice transition chord to get you right back to the E. And really, that's all there is to that first part. And you know, before we go into the second part, I'm going to play through this so you have this as a reference. I'll do a slow version of it with all of it together, including the B part. So you have this as a reference, and you know, you can refer back to it. So here we go. Here's the whole thing. And that is the first half of this. Now notice I didn't play through like I did in the intro. I actually cut to the chase a little quicker and got to the B7th part, but you get the gist. That's the structure of it anyway. So hopefully that's something you can do. Grab a pick. Obviously you don't want to try this one finger style. Set a metronome, tap your foot. Definitely, if you are a premium member, download those MP3 files and play along with them. I think that'll help you with your timing. Start with a slower tempo first and work your way up. All right, we'll see you in part 2.